Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. Hope you're all doing well, hope everyone's staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey like this man has. Today, I'm joined in a battle report here by Ash. We're going to be playing a meeting engagement battle report. I'm going to be bringing the cities of Sigmar, Scourge Privateers focused of course, and he's going to be bringing his Gloomspite Gitz, which you might remember from one of our earlier battle reports. This time, they've got more paint on them. But let's get into this, and well, let's have some fun. Alright, here we have my Scourge Privateers, or Cities of Sigmar rather, that we're going to be using in this battle report. Of course, we're playing meeting engagements, so the army's split up into 3 separate parts. In the vanguard here, we have the Charybdis. You might be wondering why it's in the vanguard. That's because we're playing with Anvil Guard, which means they become Battleplan and lose that behemoth keyword. Then got a Sorceress. She's going to have Vitriolic Spray for all those no armor save stuff. She's then got 10 Dread Spears here to sacrifice. In the main body, we're going to have our Fleet Master, who's going to be our General. He's going to be a Master of Sorcery, which is going to allow him to take a spell, and he's going to take the spell with Sap Strength. We've then got 2 Scourge Runner Chariots in a unit, 20 Black Ark Corsairs there with the repeater handbows, and then in our rear guard, we've got 10 Black Ark Corsairs with dual hand weapons, and another 2 of these Scourge Runner Chariots. Both Scourge Runner Chariots have a Sergeant, and now we'll go look at the Gloomspite Gitz. And so here we have the Gloomspite Gitz, 1,000 points of them. As you can see, they're all nicely painted up. Better than the grey army we got last time, which is awesome. Nice to see some painting getting done. Anyway, spearhead for the army, we're going to have Scragrot, the Loon King, and Molog. And then in the main body, we're going to have the Trogboss, who's going to be our general. He's going to have the Incandescent Rage Blade from Akshi, and also the Mighty Blow command trait, meaning he's got some splitting attacks, doing more damage, and re-rolling the damage profiles of those weapons as well. All cool. And he's got 3 Rock Up Trogoffs with him. And then lastly, in the rear guard, we're going to have 10 Boingrot Bounders. These things smashed up some Stormcast last time, so let's see what they can do against the cities this time. But we're going into the battle, and let's go see what we're playing. So today we are going to be playing the Battleplan Death Pass. This is one of the meeting engagement battle plans out of the Generals Handbook 2020. So let's get looking at what this battle plan is all about. Objective-wise, there are 4 objectives. 2 of them are set up on the midway point of the table. We're playing long ways in this scenario. They're 9-inch in from the board edge. And the other 2 objectives are placed directly in the middle of each player's territory. Set up as normal for this game, roll off and start deploying your spearhead formations first. When it finishes deploying first, we'll get to go first. Battle length, we'll go for 4 rounds, standard meeting engagement rounds here, and glorious victory. So how do we get victories in this game? Well, at the start of the battle, if one player has, at the end of the battle, if one player has 1 to 4 more victory points than their opponent, they win a minor. If the player has 5 or more victory points than their opponent, they're going to win a major. If they are tied at points at the end of the battle, each player checks to see how many auxiliaries they have completed, and the player who completes the most then gets a minor. If they're both still the same amount of auxiliaries, then it'll be a draw properly. Victory points in this scenario are given. A player will receive 2 victory points if they kill more wounds worth of models. However, if at the end of a battle round, both players are tied on the amount of wounds worth of models killed, they'll only receive 1 victory point at the end of that battle round, both, instead of the 2 for just 1 player. And then at the end of each battle round, the player who controls the most objectives scores 3 victory points, but if they control the same amount, they both score 1. Well, let's get into this, and that's this battle plan for the game we're about to play. Alright, so deployment is finished, and we'll take around the battlefield at the same time. So on this flank, we've got the 10 Dread Spears back up by the Sorceress, and up the top we've got the Charybdis. And then over here, we've got Molog here in the center and Scragrot hiding down behind some cover here. Terrain-wise, we've got a piece of commanding here, which would be cool for the Gloomspite Gitz. We've got their Loon Shrine there, Volcanic up the back, a Sinister Realm Gate right in the middle, thanks to Terrain Hive for that Realm Gate, and some inspiring terrain in both pieces on this side of the table. This is what the battlefield looks like from afar. And now we're going to go into first turn. Gloomspite Gitz are going to choose who goes first. So I've chosen Illicit Dealings as my Anvil Guard trait. I'm going to get D3 extra command points. 1, cool. Start with an additional command point, popping me up to 2 to begin with. Whenever I find where the number 2 is. So the Sorceress back here, she's going to try and cast Mystic Shield on the Dread Spears in front of her. She's going to need a 6. She's not going to sacrifice anyone this turn. She doesn't need to. So let's see if they can get it. 4, 5, 6 goes off. Scragrot is out of range on the other side because we're playing on a longboard this time. He's out of range. So Mystic Shield goes off. We'll come back after the movement phase now. So end of the movement phase. The Dread Spears and the Sorceress have moved up to the closest objective, and the Charybdis has run over on the flank, trying to move up on that far right hand objective. We're now going to go and end the turn, so we'll have the rest of our reserves come on from our main body, which are coming on down in this section here. We'll come back with that. So, end of the reserves coming on. We've got the 2 Scourge Runner Chariots, 20 Blackout Corsairs, and our General just here. We're now going to go into Gloomspite Gitz turn 1, and let's see what they get up to. Right, so Gloomspite Gitz, hero phase. We're going to have Scragrot try and cast a Mystic Shield on himself. Go for it. 2 dice. Well,
6.
6. And so it's cast regardless. 1. 6 and 1, so 7. Gloomspite Gitz. So Scragrot's got Mystic Shield on himself. Cool. That's going to be the end of the hero phase. We'll go into movement and we'll come back once everything's moved. So movement's done for the Gloomspite Gitz. Moloch goes up and claims the objective. Meanwhile, Scragrot is over here trying to hide away from the pirates that have come onto the board. That's going to be it for the Gloomspite shooting, because they don't have any actual stuff in range as well. And so we'll put on their reserves. Their main body's going to come up on that corner, and we'll come back after all that's done. Cool. So the main body for the Gloomspite Gitz has come on. 3 Rock-Up Troggoths and the Dankhold Trogboss. We're now going to go into the roll-off to see who gets turn 2 priority. Cities of Sigmar are breaking ties and wear the blue dice. So 3 and 6, you get to pick the turn. Do you want to take the turn or give it to the Cities of Sigmar?
I'll take it.
No worries. We'll count out points and then we'll go into Gloomspite Gitz' second hero phase. Cool, so hero phase turn 2 for the Gloomspite Gitz. We're going to get another command point, popping them up to 2. Wherever that 2 is on the dice. Always struggle finding that. There we go. Found it 2. And Scragrot here is going to cast Mystic Shield on the Rock-Up Troggoths that just arrived. So, let's see, 4 fails to go off. Even with his +1 to cast. Yeah, that's still going to be a 5. Still doesn't go off. And also, we're going to roll for the moon. So, roll a dice, because it may actually, if it jumps 2 spots, that'll actually go off. So,
alright, cool.
5 only jumps 1, so no, wouldn't have gone off even with that. But the moon is now here. So let's go into movement and we'll come back after it's all done. So end of Gloomspite Gitz movement. What have we had happen? Scragrot's run up here behind Moloch, who's just moved to consolidate onto the objective. Meanwhile, the Rock-Up Troggoths have chosen to run instead, meaning they can't charge the Charybdis, but they are within 3 inch and going to be able to claim that objective there. Which is cool, so Charybdis is going to have to go try and take it off them. And down here, nothing else has happened for the Gloomspite. We're now going to have their rear guard come on, which is going to come on down this end, and we'll come back after that. So we have the Boingrot Bounders from the rear guard come on here. We're now going to go into Cities of Sigmar turn 2. So the Sorceress here is going to try and cast Mystic Shield on the Charybdis there before he charges off into some Troggoths. So going to go. We got a 7. So Scragrot's going to try and deny. He's in range now. He needs to equal that. 4. Nope, doesn't get it. So Mystic Shield is going to go off onto the Charybdis. We're now going to go into movement and we'll come back after all of that. So, end of the movement phase, what's happened? We've had the 2 Scourge Runner Chariots move up, getting ready to shoot those Boingrot Bounders. The Blackout Corsairs have run up behind them. Both units here, the Blackout Corsairs and the Fleet Master here, rolled a 6 for their run, so they're right up behind those chariots there. The Dread Spears and the Sorceress continue their advance down the centre, just consolidating in the middle. And the Charybdis has moved across, getting ready to charge the Rock Guts, remembering he has Mystic Shield on him, so he's got reroll save rolls to 1. We're now going to go into shooting, and we'll start with these guys down here. So let's start. These Scourge Runner Chariots here are going to shoot into the Boingrot Bounders. We've got their Ravager Harpoons, so we're looking for 6s, but need 3s to hit. No 6s, but 3s to hit, all hit, and then 3s to wound. All 3 wound, they're going to be -1 on the Boingrot Bounders, which is going to mean a 5-up save for them. Past 1, which is good, but it's going to be 2d3 damage. which is 3-4. So 2 Boingrots are going to drop so far. So the crossbows next. These are 4s to hit. Sorry, 5s to hit, sorry. And then 4s to wound. Got that in the wrong order. So yeah, 5s to hit and 4s to wound. 2 wounds, no rends, damage 1. So you got your 4-up save on the Boingrot. Passed 1, failed 1, so another wound. So all up, we're going to have 2 Boingrots dead and 1 half dead so far. So with that, shooting has ended. So now we're going to go into charges. Charybdis here is going to charge into Rockouts. Anything but a double 1. He only just makes it. Oh. So he's going to get in just by the skin of his teeth. So we'll move him in and we'll go into combat. So combat, Charybdis, I'm going to pick him to go with first. So let's start with his fangs and tentacles. He needs 4s to hit. Oh, he's rolled pretty well there. 3s to wound. 3 at -1 on the Troggoths. So 3 and -1, which is going to be what? 6-up save? None. They all split into damage 2 then, so you're going to need 6 dice now. And every 5-up ignores a point of damage. Cool. So only 4 go through. It's going to be 1 dead Troggoth at 4 wounds, I think. I believe they're 4 wounds each. Yep, 4 wounds, so 1 dead Troggoth so far. We're then going to go into his clawed forelimbs, which are 3s and 3s. 1 hit. 1 wound, so 1 at -1 again, so a 6-up save. And then just a 5-up now, just 1. No, so another point of damage. We'll then go into his tail, which is going to be D6 attacks. For 5. Needing 4s to hit. Oh, he's rolling pretty well, this Charybdis here. And 2s to wound. So 4 at no rends, damage 1. So these are going to be 5-ups. Which is save 1, and then 5-ups again. Save no 1, so 2 more points of damage. So there's 1 Troggoth left. Well, no, he's not dead just yet. He's got 1 wound left. And then we've got the handlers. Can the handlers finish him off? 4s. And 4s. 1 wound, so you need a 5-up, and you get a 5-up after damage save as well. After damage, can he survive? Yes, just. So you're going to get 2 Troggoths to fight back. It's not bad for Charybdis. He rolled pretty sweet then, though, to be fair. And he still only killed 1 Troggoth. So, Troggoth's now gone back into the Charybdis. 4 attacks, 3s to hit. All hit. 3s to wound. 2. No worries, 2 wounds. So they're -1, I believe, are they not?
2.
-2, so 6-up saves on the Charybdis. Saved 1, takes 3 damage still though. And that will be the end of combat. We'll go into Battle Shock after this. So Battle Shock was non-existent this turn. The Rockouts don't have to pass due to being in range of the Loon Shrine there. And the Boingrot Bounders Scraggle over here decided to spend a command point to make them immune to Battle Shock for the turn. So I'm going to deploy my rear guard and then we'll come back with the roll-off for turn 3. So end of the turn, that's how they come on. 2 Scourge Runner Chariots and 10 Blackheart Corsairs over there. We've tallied up the points. The cities of Sigmar did more wounds this turn, so they're going to get 2 victory points, putting them up to 4, but then plus another 1 due to controlling the same amount of objectives as Gloomspite Gitz. You also get 1 point for that. So the end of turn 2, we're going to be 5-3 in favour of the cities. We're now going to go into priority, and Gloomspite Gitz break ties. 1, 5, you get to pick again, my friend. You're going to go first or second.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Going to take the turn again, so Gloomspite Gitz are going next. So to start with, we're going for the moon next. It moves another space that's going to be in the center of the board this turn. That means it's affecting everything with its light. Cool. So we've got some healing to do. The Troggoths, they're under the light of the moon now as the whole board is illuminated by the bad moon's light. So 4+, and they'll be able to heal D3 wounds. Nope, but you can re-roll it due to being under light of the moon. Gets it, so you can get D3 wounds back now. So you now roll it again. to see your D3. So 2. So yeah, half that. So you got 2 wounds back now. So he will have 1 wound still on him. So Scragwort here is going to cast Mystic Shield down here on the Boingrot Bounders. So Joe, he's getting +2 to cast. That's 11, 12, 13. I can't even bother trying to dispel that. So it goes off. He does have another spell, so maybe he's in range to cast something else this turn. Yep, so Scragwort here is going to then cast his second spell, Nick It, on the Charybdis. I know there's no artifact to cast, but it's still D3 mortal wounds is better than the... what is it? Arcane Bolt can do, because otherwise you would have had to roll that 8. But you did anyway, so D3 mortals. I'm going to try and dispel it though. Sorceress is going to try and dispel. I need, what is it? What did you get? 8, 9, 10. So I need an 11, which I don't get because no bonuses for me. So it goes off. So D3 mortal wounds to the Charybdis. 1 dice. For 3 mortal wounds. Cool, he's dropped him in another bracket. He's going to have taken 6 wounds now. And so with that, that's going to be the end of the hero phase for the Gloomspite Gitz. We're going to go into movement and we'll come back after all of that is done. So movement phase is how it ends. The Boingrot Bounders here have gotten ready to charge the Scourge Runner chariots. Molog's moved up, getting ready for some shooting. So has Scragwort there. And we've had the dank old Trog Boss get ready to charge the Charybdis. We're now going to go into shooting and we'll see what happens. So Molog here is going to shoot into the Scourge Runner chariots. He's going to start with his Jabbertoe. So needs a 4 to hit. Doesn't hit. And then he's got his Bat Squeak, which is his little companion. So on a 5+, he'll do a mortal wound to them as well. Nah, cocked. Roll again. No. And now we'll go into Scragwort. So Scragwort shooting 4 attacks, 3's to hit. Bad Moon on a stick, so 3 hits. And 3's to wound.
All of them.
All of them, 3, cool. So that's 3 at -1. These are going to be 6 up saves. Wanting to save them all, because otherwise I'm going to start taking the Bad Moon on a sticks rule. Save 1, so 2 wounds. So at the end of each battle round or start, we'll figure it out. He keeps taking wounds. So he's going to cop 2 so far. Boingrot Bounders here are going to charge. Let's see what they get. 10, cool. We'll stick that next to them and we'll work out their charges in a sec. And then the Trog Boss at the top. Anything but a double 1, he's in. Cool. So he just moves in and we'll work out the Boingrots now and come back before combat. So the Boingrots have charged. There's 8 of them now. So every 4+ is going to be a mortal wound from their charge. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Everything but 1.
7 mortal wounds. So there's going to be 1 chariot left. So they're going to kill that. That's 4. And then they're going to half kill this chariot down here. He's going to take in 3. Ouch. And now we'll go into the combat. So who's going to attack first in the combat? You've got the Boingrots and your 2 units of Trogoths up there.
I'll go there first.
Go to Boingrots first?
Yeah.
Cool. So Boingrot Bounders here. The Poking Lancers are going to hit first. So with the boss. So he's over here if you want. He's going to hit on 3s. 1 hit for him. And then the rest of these will hit on 4s. So pick out all. Yes. No, and yes. Cool. So those there can go back in your cup. They'll miss. So then 3's to wound with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All at -1. So I need to pass 4 of these on 6-ups. I definitely do not do that. He dies. Apparently a pirate dies too. And so I'm going to go with my model next. So I'm going to pick the Charybdis, and the Charybdis is going to try and hit those Trogoths. I'm going to go for the unit because we've already whittled them down a bit. We'll see if we can do it again. So the Charybdis is going to be going. So 4 attacks, 4's to hit. Well, 3 hits. And 3's to wound. 2 wounds. So 2 at -1, damage 2. Fail both of these, please. 5. No. Passed them both. Dang it. Got to heal with some wounds. 3s to hit with his clawed forelimbs. 1 hit. No wounds. And then D6 attacks from his lashing tail for 2. 4s to hit. Nothing. And the handlers, 4s to hit. 2 hits. And 4s to wound. Nothing. Now that's more like a Charybdis doing absolutely nothing. Watching get murdered by Troggoths now. So the Troggoths now are going to go back into the Charybdis. 4 attacks. 3s to hit. All hit. 3s to wound. 3. So they're going to be -2, so 6s. No, 1 dead Charybdis. He takes 9 damage and he dies. And then the Trogboss can't do anything else. He will get a free pile in though because he charged. However, are we in range over here with the Blackheart Corsairs? We are, so we're going to do some combat with the Corsairs. We'll come back after they've all piled in. So we're piled in with the Blackheart Corsairs. We're just going to get 6 of them in. So, which means the Sergeant is there, so he's going to hit on +1 to hit. So he's going to be 3s to hit, hits, and a 5 to wound. No wounds. And the rest of them, 5s to hit. 3s to hit, no, 5s to wound. 1 wounds, so 1 armor save, 4 up on the Boingrots. Can they bring 1 down? Nope, stays there. We'll then go into the Dankhold Trogboss. He just gets his free little move, and that'll be the end of combat. We'll work out points and go into priority. So scratch that. We're not going to count our victory points because I've actually got the second turn this round. Completely forgot. So we're now going to go into the hero phase for Cities of Sigmar, turn 3. I'm going to gain another command point, popping me up to 4. Wherever that number is on the dice. 4. And then we're going to start our hero phase off. So we're going to start by the Sorceress. She's going to cast Word of Pain on the Dankhold Trogboss. So let's see what this gets. An 8. She's going to choose to sacrifice one of her dudes as well, making it a 10. So Scragrot can try and dispel. He needs to get a 10 because he gets +1 to dispel.
Alright, cool.
He doesn't. Cool, it's going to go off. So he's going to take D3 mortals on the Dankhold Trogboss for 3 mortal wounds on him. And he's also going to be -1 to hit. Cities of Sigmar hero phase is done, so we're going to go into movement and we'll come back after all of that's done. So, end of the movement phase. These Corsairs can't move because they're tied in combat with Boingrot Bounders. However, the Dread Spears over here perform a protective ring around the objective and the Sorceress, stopping that Dankhold Trogboss, as the Corsairs do on this side of the shrine as well, stopping the Trogboss getting to the chariots. We're now going to go into the shooting phase and let's see what we can do with the Cities of Sigmar. So starting with the Scourge Runners here, they're going to shoot into the Dankhold Trogboss, needing 3s to hit, but we're looking for 6s. We've got 1 6, so that's going to be D3 mortals, we'll work that out later. 2 hits though, 3s to wounds, 2 wounds, so 2 at -1 on him. Now, what's his armor save? Can't remember what the Trogboss has. Save up in the circle in the top corner.
Yeah, it's +4.
He's got a 4+, so he's going to fail 1. Oh no, 5. No, they both passed. Thought that was a 4, so they both passed, but he's going to take D3 mortals though for 1 mortal wound, and then we'll shoot him with the crossbows. He's hitting on 5. 2 hits. And wounding on 4s. 1 wound, no negs. Takes that one though. Yeah, takes that one. So he takes another wound.
5.
Alright. So all of these Blackheart Corsairs here are in range with the repeater handbows. So the Sergeant's hitting on 3s. Misses with that one. 1 hit. The rest hit on 4s. And we'll pull out all the misses there. That's a pretty decent roll though. And that. All of those hit. And now we'll go into wounding. 4s to wound now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wounds on the Boy Grot Bounders. So 4-up armor saves now. So that's going to be 1 dead Boy Grot, 2 dead Boy Grot, 3 dead Boy Grot. Because they already had a wound on the unit. So 3 of them are going to drop in total. Into combat, as you can tell, there's going to be no charges over that side of the board, and we're going straight into the combat here. I'm going to use a command point from the general to give all those Blackheart Corsairs an extra attack, and we're also going to spend a second command point, because I've got a buttload of them now, to give them reroll 1s to hit. So they're going to have 2 attacks each and rerolling 1s to hit. We'll come back after pile-in and roll some dice. So Corsairs are going to attack, so Sergeant going to be hitting on 2s. He's all good, and the rest of the unit hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. So pull out the 2s, because they just miss. But rerolling 1s. So those are rerolls, that misses as well. Rerolling 1s. That one miss. And then we'll go into wounding on 5s. So Corsairs here, wounding on 5s. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 4-up saves to make for the Boy Grot Bounders. So 8 4+ saves. So it's going to be 2 more dead Boy Grot Bounders. We'll come back after we've removed them. Yeah. So the Boy Grot Bounders to attack. We'll do the Riders first. So the Sergeant hits on 3s. 1 hit. And then he wounds on 4. Doesn't wound. And then the other 2 Riders, 4 attacks. 4 attacks just for the Riders to begin with. So these are 4s and 4s. And 4s. Nothing. And then 6 attacks for the Squigs. 4s. Ouch. And 3s. 2. So I've got 2 saves to make, 5-ups. Failed on both, so there's going to be 2 dead Scourge Privateers. So, Battle Shock. The Boy Grot Bounders are out of range of any inspiring presence. They're going to lose D6 models. They lose 3, which means they're all going to run. So that's going to not put the objective. That's going to put it back to sort of a close game. Gloomspite will potentially be able to get in front there, but we'll now calculate the points and then go into priority roll. So we have a close one here. The Gloomspite actually did more wounds that turn, so they're going to get the 2 victory points for doing more damage, and then it's a victory point each as we both control 2 objectives. It's tied at 6-6 going into battle round 4, and the priority roll for it now. It's going to be close, this one. We'll see what the last turn throws up. So priority, I'm orange, he's blue. Got a 1, he got a 2. Which means he gets to choose, are you going to take the next turn or are you going to give it to me?
I'll take it.
Going to take the turn and push for the objectives?
Yeah.
Cool. Gloomspite Gitz, turn 4 coming up. So we'll roll for the moon to start the battle round. 5, so it's going to jump 2, so it's going to jump all the way over to this corner here, which means it's only affecting this table quarter here. Probably not what the Gloomspite wanted, to be honest. But we'll now go into some magic, and Scragwright is trying to cast Mystic Shield, so go for it. He's only getting +1 now, but 6, 7, so I need to get an 8 to dispel. 6, 7, don't get the 8, so Mystic Shield goes off on the Dankhold Trog boss over there, who is just in range of Scraggy. So, end of the movement phase is what it looks like. The Trogs are all moving up, getting ready to charge those Dread Spears. And Mollog and Scragwright are getting ready to go and fight the Corsairs down the bottom corner here. We're going to go into shooting next, and we'll come back with all of those rolls. Yep, Mollog's going to shoot into the Corsairs. He's got his toad to begin with. 4s to hit. Hits. 4s to wound. Wounds. 5-up armor save. Failed, so 1 dead privateer, and I believe the unit is now -1 to hit due to that toad as well. Then he also gets to roll a dice on a 5-up. He's going to get a mortal wound on them as well with his Bat Squig.
4.
No. Bat Squig doesn't do anything. Scragwright then next. Scragwright shooting into the Corsairs as well. 3s. 2 hits. And 3s. 1, -1, so 6 up save. Fails, so another dead privateer. Alright, so Rock Guts here are going to throw boulders. They have to roll less than a 10 on 1 dice, so we're not going to roll. So that will just be the mortal wounds. So they're going to kill one of these with a boulder to his head. Because, you know, it's impossible to roll, well, fail that roll. And now we're going to go into charges. We'll come back after all of them are done. So we're going to start off with the Dankhold Trog Boss. Now don't forget he's got the Incandescent Rage Blade, so he needs 3s to hit, but he's looking for 6s, which he gets 1 of. So he's going to get 4 wounds through. So you get 4 wound rolls now. 3s. 2 go through. So which means they're just going to straight... What negatives has he got?
It is -2.
-2. So I'm going to get a 6 up save. Failed both. Now, he's D6 damage on each one, so you can roll 2d6 damage. However, he can re-roll any of these thanks to his Mighty Blow command trait. So you got a 5, so if you want more than that 2, you can re-roll it.
Yeah, may as well.
And the law of things, anytime you re-roll something and you get greedy, you get a 1. But still, there's going to be 6 dead Dread Spears. So Crushing Grip as well is going to remove another one. He's going to choose to crush this guy. This is going to allow the Trogoths here to move through into the Sorceress. She might be in a bit of pain. So Scourge Privateers over here are going to go next, the Blackheart Corsairs. So we're going to have the champion into Mollog, needs a 3 to hit. Hits. And the other 5 of them into Mollog. Other 5 into Mollog. Hitting on 3s, and all of these collectively wounding on 5s. 2, no rend on Mollog. What's his armor save? Assuming he's got something decent. 4 plus, so 2 4 pluses. Save 1, takes a wound on Mollog, and then 1 guy into Scragrot. Hits. Hits, and 5 to wound, doesn't wound. So just a wound on Mollog. Now go into the next activation. Mollog's wound, actually, we're going to allocate onto the Stalagmite. So on a 5 up, it's ignored. Otherwise, the Stalagmite is removed. So the Stalag Squig gets removed instead of Mollog taking a wound. No, Mollog doesn't take the wound at all.
Oh, does he?
Yep, goes onto the Stalag Squig. So, a bit of sneaky pile in. The 2 Trogs here have managed to go around the Dreadspear, stay the same distance away from him, but are now in range to attack the Sorceress. So, 4 attacks, 3s to hit. 3 hits, and 3s to wound. 1. That keeps her alive. And so, she's not going to get a save. She's just going to take 3 points of damage. Don't know why I ever thought she was getting a save from that. So, she takes 3 wounds. Well, she's got to attack back then, you know? Why not? So, she's got a 4 to hit. Hits. 3 to wound. Oh, wow, she's wounded. -1, so 6 up save.
2.
D3 damage for 1. Then you get a 5 up save to ignore the point of damage. No, so they take a wound back from her. And then you've got Mollog or Scragrot to go. So Scragrot's going to go. He's got 4 attacks, 3s to hit. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds, -1, so 6 up saves from the pirates. Failed on both. There are 2 dead pirates. So Dreadspear is going to attack next. Castellan going into those Trogoths. 2 attacks, 4s to hit. Nothing. That's going to be him done, and we'll go into Mollog next. So Mollog, roll a dice for him. See what he does. 1, nothing. Mollog does nothing. That's what we get for a fungus-addled Trogoth. So you're going to go into Battle Shock and then into the Cities of Sigmar, turn 4 and the last turn of the game. So, Cities of Sigmar hero phase. What are we doing? We're going to cast Word of Pain onto those Trogoths with the Sorceress. So, she's got an 8. Scragrot, though, is under the light of the Bad Moon, so he'll get the pluses. So, he needs to equal her and get an 8 as well. 9 dispels it. That's not good. It will go into movement and we'll come back after all of that. End of the movement phase. So we've moved nothing over here because it's all in combat. The sorceress has decided to retreat because she wants none of that. Chariots have moved down there and we've gone off to claim this fire objective. It's unfortunate that I'm able to get this one because I wouldn't have been able to go there if these Troggoths here had done their job and either killed the Dread Spears or the sorceress. One or the other. I would have had to send them over this way, but now I've got the freedom to do that. We do have to get rid of those Troggoths though. They need to die. So it's up to the chariots. We'll go into the shooting phase now and let's see if the chariots can remove them. Scourge around the chariots, shooting into the Troggoths. 3s to hit, looking for 6s though. No 6s and only 2 hits. 3s to wounds. 2 wounds though, -1, so there's going to be 6 ups. Saved 1. One's going to go through for D3 damage though. For 3, so 3 saves on a 5 up to make. 3 5 ups to make. Here we go. Pass 1 takes 2 points of damage. So that's going to be one of them should be on 1 wound now because I had 3. So I've got to do a wound with the crossbows. So 4s to hit. 5s to hit. Nothing hits. Ouch. That's that. We might have to charge that sorceress back in, or it's going to be really, really tight. And shooting over here, we'll go with the Corsairs next. So Corsairs going into Moloch. So we're going to be Sergeant hits on 3. Sorry, rest hit on 4s. 4s to wound now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 onto Moloch. So he needs 10 armor saves. Moloch 4-up save. Wow, that's a wow. Takes 2, so his 2 friends are going to die. And he survives. Right, so combat. We're going to start with the Dread Spear champion here because he potentially could get me 4 wounds worth of victory points. So he hits on, you know what? He hits on 4s. He misses both of them. Oh no. So that's it for my activation. Your turn to pick someone to activate. Moloch's going to attack next. Roll a dice for him. 6, so he does D3 mortals, I believe. That's any special ability stuff. And let's have a look. Where is he? He's got Pathfinder's Club, so 4+. Yep, D3 mortals. So does D3 mortals to the Corsairs for 2. 2 of them drop dead. Alrighty. This put me in a difficult position. Corsairs are going to go next. So command point's gone on them for an extra attack. It's going to be the last command point the Cities of Sigmar have. And now we'll split up the attacks and we'll go through it all. Attacks into Scragrot, so we need 4s because we're below 15 now, so we're going to +1 to hit. So and 5s. 1. 1 armor save on Scragrot. Nope, and then he's got his 4+ feel no pain as well, of which he passes. And I got the same amount onto Moloch. 4s. And I think at this point we can call it game because I ain't killing Moloch. And 3 onto Moloch. 3. It's not going to kill him though. Definitely not when you roll like that. Moloch's undamaged. And I think at this point we can call the game where it is. We'll come back talking about how it's going to wrap up. So wrapping up the turn, this Trog boss just moves in, crushing grips and kills the Dread Spear there. That means that the Trogs are going to control, or the Gloomspite rather, are going to control 1, 2 objectives. Cities of Sigmar have 2 objectives as well. However, the Gloomspite over this turn have done a lot more damage than the Cities of Sigmar, meaning they're going to get the 2 victory points for killing more stuff, putting them on a grand total of 9 to the Cities of Sigmar 7, and that's going to be our game. Alright, well that's the game. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Or subscribe to mean the world to us. But also, down in the description and the link video down below, you'll find a link to the Discord, Twitch, and all that stuff there. And a special shout out to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for everything you do. But a little bit of an after game chat. How'd that one go for you, man?
That was ridiculously close, and I'm surprised I got the victory.
There definitely were some like key moments. I mean, Scragwort at the end there, rolling at 11 to dispo after I roll a 10 was pretty high. I mean, that probably was the Trogroffs probably dealt with at that point, or I at least would have been able to retreat the Dread Spear. But yeah, there was like a lot of stuff like Molog's like not too bad. Like I get he didn't do any damage offensively, but he's just so hard to kill.
Yeah.
Like he's just got all these ablative wounds thanks to his little tokens there. I mean, if you can get some rolls going on that Stalagmite Squig, he's not too bad, not too shabby. But it's cool. It's definitely cool to see like Army have gathered some more paint since like just last week when we played our last game, pretty much almost a week ago.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But we'll have you back again sometime. Thank you very much for the game, mate.
Cheers, man.
Pleasure as always. And everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Great. We'll see you all again real soon. Ciao for now.